Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to Moneycontrol. I'm Karunya Rao and with me is Manisha Gupta and all eyes on crude oil prices. Just a couple of days back when we were giving an update on crude, it was down 10% in November. What's the latest now?
15.
Oh wow, 5% more in like 2-3 days?
Yes.
Wow, what's triggering the sell-off?
So the latest trigger clearly comes in from G7. You know, the price cap is something that the street has been talking about, and Russia has been saying that if the price cap comes, and even before the price cap comes, the countries who are putting that, China will. Why am I saying China? Russia will stop exporting crude oil to all of these countries. So what we see in sense of price cap now is, and still it has to be officially indicated, but the understanding is that it's between $65 to $70 a barrel. Now, when you look at the current crude oil prices, we are trading at around 75 to 78. But the Russian Ural prices, when you look at that, are at around $62 to $65 per barrel. What they are selling to Northwest Europe, and what they're selling to Mediterranean is at around $65 to $67 a barrel. So the price cap clearly is not so low, and Russia will not make any losses because of that, and Russia is creating or producing crude oil at $20 a barrel. So clearly they are in profit with these price caps as well, and is the reason the industry is taking a view that it's not going to do too much of harm.
So, since you mentioned China so many times, is there a China factor at play as well when the entire demand scenario is talked about, because China is a big consumer?
Oh well, yes, and with 29,000 cases every day, it's a record number that we are looking at coming in from China. It's not a good news at all, especially when bigger cities like Shanghai and Beijing are getting impacted now with more COVID testings happening, with more restrictions now. We do understand that parks, malls, museums are getting shut yet again. So the demand is weaker, and when you look at the month of December and January, China already has told the exporters to load volumes 40 to 50% less. So the Chinese demand is weakening and it's showing on ground.
Okay, and does it translate into good news for India when it comes to crude prices and even end use customers like people who are buying fuel or companies that are using crude oil, byproducts as raw materials?
It sure does. India being the major consumer here, importer here, does impact us in a very positive way. And the way the prices are declining, and if this continues, the kind of sell-off that we have seen in prices, and Karunya, I've been talking to a lot of global oil traders and brokerages, and they say that if this directive or narrative continues, then another $15 of a decline is what they're anticipating. So we already have come down in sense of Brent from 98 to 84 right now. Another $15 down means $70 on the weaker side. So that would be a 9-month lows for crude prices, and that would really damage the charts on the weaker side.
Yeah, and this is when we were talking about crude not breaching that $90 mark and hovering around 9,500, 90 odd. But how soon can we firstly expect any relief in fuel prices?
I think another $10 of a decline, and yes, we can be looking at a relief for ourselves as well. But not all is good, because remember, we are into a winter season and there is going to be strong global demand because of that, and everybody is getting concerned on what happens after winter. So even as there is a decline and a sell call coming in for crude, that is not the case for other energy products. So when you look at gasoline, the driving demand is not going down, energy fee. It may be in China but not in other countries. And then the heating oil demand is going to be strong. You will be looking at a stronger natural gas, heating oil. All of those numbers are going to be still positive.
So you're saying that it's too early to presume that this is a trend that's going to happen, and too early to be happy about fuel prices or a Santa rally perhaps on back of declining crude?
Yes, if I was a trader, I would be selling crude and buying natural gas right now.
Well, you have your cue there. If you're listening, you can do your research and look at this actively if you're a trader in commodities. With that, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching.